welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. And children in the country's basic schools will be dewormed from next month in an attempt by the Ghana Health Service to control the prevalence of 5 key tropical diseases in Ghana. Children from KG2 to JHS3 will benefit from this exercise. So what are these diseases and how can your children participate in this exercise? In the studio with me is Bright Alumatu. He's a Deputy Chief Biomedical Scientist, Neglected Tropical Diseases Program at the Ghana Health Service. Ms. Alumatu, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
So I'm particularly curious about this program. I mean, what is it? Tell us what this program is all about.
Yes, we have a group of diseases that we call neglected tropical diseases. These affect the poor. They are found in the rural areas, urban slums, and the people that these diseases do affect don't have political voice. So they are diseases of the poor, and they also promote poverty.
Okay. So can we go through the diseases, the most prevalent ones?
Yes, in Ghana we have about 14 of these diseases.
Okay.
Globally, we have 20 of them, but Ghana here we have about 14 that have programs that are working on them.
14. We have majority.
Yes, we have a good number of them.
Okay.
And I mean the others that are not known to be here, probably they are also hidden somewhere that are not known. Yes, and they include elephantiasis, onchocerciasis, bilharzia, trachoma, worms, brulee ulcer, yaws, guinea worm, leprosy, sleeping sickness, leishmaniasis.
What's that? Leishmaniasis?
Leishmaniasis.
Oh, leishmaniasis.
Yes.
Okay.
But the program that I work on is called the Neglected Tropical Diseases Program. We focus on 5 of these diseases.
Okay.
And they are elephantiasis, onco, trachoma, worms, and then the bilharzia.
Okay.
So our work involves doing a mapping to know where these diseases are found, and when we identify where they are found, we also put in place interventions to control or eliminate them.
Okay.
So the exercise that is going to happen currently is targeted at bilharzia and then the worms.
Okay, so bilharzia and worms only, just those 2?
Yes.
Okay, which areas are we looking at?
We are covering 205 districts in all the 10 regions.
Okay.
Yes.
What 205, I mean, that's a lot, but give us the... So you're going across
the country.
16 regions, actually.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at the...
So across the 16 regions, let me say so, yeah.
No, I mean, it's okay if perhaps you're looking at a particular part or district of the regions which are not involved, like in the newly created ones, it's fine. We just have to have an idea.
They are all involved.
They're all involved.
Yeah, they are all involved. And when we mapped the bilharzia, there are areas that have high prevalence of the disease. Some have moderate and some are low.
Regions. So, give us the regions.
So they cut across all the regions, but largely for bilharzia, you need a water body that the parasite swim in, and then when you get into contact with these water bodies, then they enter through the skin and then establish in you. But for the worms, we get them through largely taking in food or water that contains the eggs of these worms, and then they hatch inside you. But for hookworm, they do active penetration of the skin. So children that walk around barefooted or that play in the soil, or that they also get infection.
So what I want us to do right now is for you to take us through a bit of the area so the parents in these areas will be prepared for this, so they can, I mean, when their children go to school. So what's going to happen is that they just go to school and then this is going to administer to them. Let's wrap up with that. How exactly is it going to look like?
So what the program does is that before we start everything, we do what we call the National Training of Trainers, where regional people are trained as to what to do. So it is between the health and then the education service, because these children that we are targeting, we have a good number of them in the schools. So if you want to reach out to them, then the school is the best point to
so you're going to the
catch
schools.
them. Yes. So we train health workers and then education officers. We've done the national training of trainers. This week, the regional training of trainers is ongoing. Next week, they'll be doing district level trainings where teachers from, we are targeting about 32,617 schools. Wow. Across these 205 districts. Okay, so almost every basic school in these areas are covered
across the country. So these are the drugs.
Yes.
Are these so what's going to happen on the ground? So when you go down there, and I've seen that you have some in these little plastic bags here. So what happens? You go to the class, you go to the schools, or the trainers that you're training. They go to the schools and then they give one each to the children. What's going to happen?
Yeah, so what happens is that the teachers that we have trained, or the teachers that we are going to train, let me say so, after the training, you give them the things that they need to do the treatment with. So you give them the medicines, and we estimate their quantities based on the enrollments that they do have. And they also have to do some preparations on the ground, inform parents, and do social mobilization.
So parents will be aware at that level.
Aware. Okay. There is this sheet that we call parent information sheet that everything is indicated on the sheet.
So do parents have to sign and approve?
They wouldn't have to sign, but largely it's information, because once we know that this is a problem of the area, so we all have a responsibility to, yes, the parent need to do.
What I want to ask, I want really to focus on is how it will be like, and with the role of parents, you know, so that they can understand that because if I'm going to take my child to school and all of a sudden Ghana Health Services, we're coming to give your children tablets, you know, I'm concerned and I want to know. So let's put them as a target. So that's why I keep asking whether these are going to be sent to the schools and be administered to the children.
Yes, and then the information will be sent to the parents. Those that can come around to support the exercise, I encourage to do so. We also encourage even out-of-school children that live within the vicinity to also come around. And this albendazole, everybody takes a tablet. One tablet.
Okay, so this is how it looks like for those of you who are watching and are curious. This is how it looks like. I mean, this is part of the stories where I'll be curious to hear from you, what you think. So you send us a WhatsApp message. We'll put the phone number on there. So this is how it looks like. There you go. And the trainers, some people have been trained to come around to administer them in the schools for your children. So can the parents decide that I don't want my child to have this?
I
mean, the parent is at liberty to do so.
Yes, you are at liberty, but actually, as you do that, you're also putting the rest of the population also at risk. So ideally, as per the laws, you are not, because the interest of the child is paramount, and once we have all the basis to do what we're doing, we have the laws backing what we do. That's why when we are doing immunization and those things, you
but
can't say... But
immunization is still a choice, right?
It's not a choice.
So, because recently the vaccination vaccination was not compulsory for everyone.
It's just that we are not applying the laws, because you can't put everybody else at risk. Because as those people refuse to take part and they harbor the parasites, they may introduce them back into the environment and they put everybody else at risk. So it's very important that we have countries that actually made it strong laws, compulsory for everybody to participate.
Well, the good thing is that you are training people on the ground, and they are supposed to send this information to their families and make sure that everybody comes on board. Because people can, once you're taking the medicine. Anyway, let me give you your wrap-up comments, your final comments.
Yes, let me say that we know the effects of these diseases on children and everybody else. For bilharzia, as you pass the blood that contains you pass the urine that contains the blood, you are losing blood. So anemia is one major consequence. And apart from that, as it goes on for years, you can develop cancers of various parts of various organs of the body. And it can even lead to eventual infertility in a lot of the people. And we know what worms can also do. But these medicines are coming for free. You wouldn't have to pay for anything. And there are trained people that are there to support the administration. If there is any problem, there are health workers that are also supporting the teachers to deal with everything else. So we encourage everybody to participate.
Well, this is starting when again?
It's starting from the 4th to the 8th of November.
4th to 8th of November. So on the 4th to 8th of November, be in the knowledge that your children, if they've gone to school, wherever they are, that they will be, Ghana Health Service will be administering dewormers to them, and you have a right to engage those who are doing the exercise, understand it for yourself better, and we take it from there. Mr. Alomati, thank you very much for coming. Bright Alomati, he's a Deputy Chief of Deputy Chief Biomedical Scientist, Neglected Tropical Diseases Program with the Ghana Health Service. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.